Hi, welcome to week 2 of Leading Change. I hope those of you that didn't get to participate in the webinar have a chance to look that over. And I appreciate those of you that were a part of it, even if not everybody's technology allowed them to speak. I think this is going to be a really fun adventure, and I'm really looking forward to accompanying you on this journey. Today's video is just going to highlight a couple things. First of all, I want you to want to talk about your case study. Remember, as you're moving into this, that each of you is kind of working a case study. So if you haven't decided that, please do that by Thursday or Friday when you meet with your group. A case study might be something like we're wanting to revisit worship, something around worship. It could be something of you, a goal for you personally. I've been thinking about my preaching, or I've been thinking about how I do pastoral care visits, or something like that in your own leadership. Or it could be something of an area of ministry that you're leading or overseeing. It would be great if it's got some ability to move, or that you're impacting that throughout this time, or at least by the end, that it's not just all in the past, that you're not just reflecting back, but you have a chance to be living, be dynamic within that. And that if there's somebody like that is a part of that case study that you can work with and talk with. So case study is the first thing. Make sure you're thinking about that. Second thing is the TED Talk piece is on creating urgency and really thinking about what is real urgency. Some of you have been working and in the discussion board on that. What's just frantic movement? What's just busyness? And what's actually a sense of urgency? So, for example, let's think about children, youth, and family, and let's say that there's a lot of busyness around getting ready for Sunday school or some kind of faith formation program, and there's a lot of people, moving parts, a lot of energy that is busy, and sometimes maybe people complaining it's not working like it did before. There's not as many people participating and stuff like that. What's the urgency in that? That's really true urgency. Is urgency just we don't have enough volunteers to fill the slots? Or is the urgency, what are we trying to do here? And what is this really getting at it? So if this is a part of passing on faith as a congregation, is this form really doing it? Are we really feeling the urgency that each generation know the Bible, or each generation knows how to pray, or has prayer practices as a part of their? What's the true urgency? Is it kind of programmatic, that maybe just in a middle category of we have to do this, or is it really some deep commitment that we care about? So thinking about urgency. The last thing I want to highlight is, how would you think about change in biblical or theological concepts? That just might be kind of random at first, but if we are indeed, for example, we're coming up to the 500th anniversary of celebrating the Reformation. If we are really about a church that's always reforming, if we're people that have been named and claimed by God, but we're always becoming, we're always on this journey into living into and out of God's promises for us, what does that mean about change? And what does that mean about our life? And what does that mean about ministry that we might bring into that? Maybe there's some biblical concepts that really resonate with change, or where your congregation is. One time I did this, and one of the pastors really said, she was an interim, and she said, we're really feeling like Exodus, like we're out of where we were, and what does it mean to be kind of in this land, reflecting and thinking about that. And that was a theme, that was a story in the biblical narrative that really resonated with her. Maybe it's just a belief, a concept that we believe in a living, dynamic God, that God didn't just create and then say hands off, but God is actually showing up. We believe the Spirit is working in and through us. We believe that new creation, we are becoming new all the time, that yesterday is a different day, or tomorrow's a different day than yesterday, and that is an ongoing. What does that mean for us as we think about God's activity and change? So I don't know what you're thinking, but case study, get there. What's a sense of urgency? That's really true. And then thinking biblically, theologically about that, and then asking people in your context where they think about God. Don't forget, after your time, to fill out that sheet that gives me feedback. The link is on your website, and I look forward to seeing how it goes.